and welcome. Today we're going to be working on some wood cutouts that I got from the Dollar Tree a while back. It's Santa Claus and Snowman wood cutouts. And I'm going to do a base coat at first on their bodies of white using the Chalk Country Snowfall. What is it called? Let's see. Country Snowfall is what it's called. And I'm just going to paint their bodies white. And I'm going to be using paints out of my paint pots that I have mixed myself, but they're all Americana paints. That's what I usually use in my paint pots, and a few folk arts. So right now I'm just laying down my base coat of white, a nice thick coat of white on there, and on both my snowmen and my Santa. I do love using these wood cutouts. They are awesome. I paid a lot of money for larger wood cutouts and other wood cutouts, so these for $1 are absolutely fantastic, and there are so many uses that you can use them for. I am putting the color pumpkin on the noses of my snow people. Please subscribe, click that notification bell, and hit the like button so you won't miss out on any of our future videos. So after I kind of dried them down a little bit, I'm going to do the nose on my Santa Claus in red. Now, I could paint all of this, but I'm going to do a little something different. Of course, you got to do extras on my little wood cutouts. Now, these are a fairly substantial size, as you can see. And they can be used for so many things. If you have a really big tree, you can't put little ornaments on it. Now here I'm just adding a touch of gold to the noses. And I'm about to put some eyes on my Santa Claus. Now my Santa Claus I made rosy cheeks and a little rosy mouth right below the mustache. And the mustache is raised. So what I did was I went back and around the edges I added a little bit of gray and in the beard. What I'm using for the eyes are some foam scatter balls that are kind of glittery that came from the Dollar Tree they had during Halloween and Christmas. And they make excellent eyes and noses and stuff for little creatures. So I'm going to use a bandana that I had laying around for the hat and the scarf of my snow person. And Lord knows we have plenty of bandanas, and I had some scraps laying around, so I thought I would go ahead and cut that out. I am not a seamstress, not at all, so I trace it the best I can. Since the scarf is raised, it made it very easy, and I just went over it with a pen and traced it and then cut it out and glued it. So I'll be showing you that in just a second. Now, these wood cutouts, if you had a large tree, a very, very large tree, it would look crazy if you put a tiny ornament on it. And these would be perfect because they're just the right size. You could probably put these on a 15-foot tree and they would still stand out and be bright and colorful. And that's really what you want, something proportionate to the size of the tree you're putting it on. You don't want to put tiny little bitty ornaments on it. So they'd make great Christmas ornaments on a giant tree. And also, if you wanted to use them as gift tags, you could write the person's name on it or paint the person's name on it and use it as a gift tag. They would be excellent for that. And another idea that I had just recently was to use them as place settings on your Christmas table. So on top of you know how you put the charger down and then you put the plates down and all that, and you could put one of these on top of that to be a place setting holder and each person's name on them, and that would be awesome as well. Or you could just hang them around just like they are. So now I'm using just a little bit of glue because I want to make sure that it's fitted just right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to fit on the raised scarf part that I'm using to glue it down to. So, and you could wrap some of it around the back if you had it too long on the sides. And I also trimmed the bottom of it to kind of make it look fringy. So she's coming along. So now I'm going to work on the hat. Now the hat, the only thing you really have to trim up is around the brim of the hat. The rest of it you can do after you glue it down. You don't have to be really specific on it. You can wait and glue it down, and then you can cut it off when you're done, which is what I ended up doing. Another idea that I had was when I was growing up, my mom had crocheted a Christmas tree, a rather large one, and then she did ceramics and made little stockings with our names on them. And every year at Christmas, she would hang up her Christmas tree on the wall and put the little stockings on, and that was our family tree for Christmas. Of course, we had other Christmas trees, but that was one of our family trees, and it had all of our names. These would be fantastic for something like that. You could make you a flat wall Christmas tree, or a picture of one, or what have you, and then use these as your family tree. So now I'm getting my bandana on the head of my little snowman. And then I'm going to put the eyes on my Santa Claus. Now for the rosy part, I just took some of the red that I had used, and I used the red on the top and on the nose, and then I added a tiny bit of white to it and made it kind of blend out to give it those rosy cheeks and the rosy mouth. So these are some more of those scatter balls that I said I'd gotten from the Dollar Tree during Halloween, and they came in orange and black, and of course I want the black ones. And they run away really quickly in the air. And they are glittery, and they do make for great eyeballs. Just hold it for a second, and there you go. Now your snow people do not have to have mouths unless you just want to. I wanted to do a kind of wiry smile on all of them. I thought that was fun, and so that's what I ended up doing. Check out some of my other videos. I have lots of different kinds of snowmen. I love to make snowmen. So that is a thing for me. I really do love snowmen, and lots of other videos. And I'll be putting at least one out per week, if not more. I also have Ivycreates.com is my website, and I have a blog there. And I also have Deanna Carroll on Facebook, as well as Ivycreates. I do a lot more on the Deanna Carroll page, so check those out as well. So you can see I just kind of put a little hook through the top of it just to hang on to it if I want to hang it up. And the others all have that same hole, but if you want to put anything in the top, you can. I hope you're enjoying this. Let me know what you think. If you have scraps around your house that you could add to one of the cutouts, let me know what your thoughts are on doing these cutouts for the different projects. And if you have any other ideas that perhaps I didn't. So on these snow people, I used felt fabric because it was, one of them I actually used a stiff felt, and that was really great. But it was so much easier to cut than the fabric from the bandana. But, you know, of course, we have lots of bandanas laying around now that we have pandemic around. So, you know, use what you have and decorate how you want, because it'll be yours. And, you know, I wanted to make sure that I had lots of embellishments on my snowmen and Santas. So I'm now creating the mouth and just basically wrapping it halfway around my finger and then pulling the sides down to make like it has cheeks. So looking at these guys, they still looked a little plain. So I thought, well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and add something to them. I don't know what. And so I started adding little things along. And then, by some miracle, I figured out, hey, I could cut these scatter balls in half, even though they're foam and they don't fall apart, which is amazing. So then I was able to use a half ball and they wouldn't roll around and take off on me. Of course, you know, black is my happy color, so the black one is my favorite. And it is the stiff felt, and it is sparkly, so I love that. So I cut the red scatter balls in half, and I can use those as berries for my holly. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know where I went. So I went to get some more balls, apparently, and cut them in half. And here is a little bit. Now these are the what do they call them? Garland ties at Dollar Tree, which are fantastic. I love that. I think they're awesome. So I gotten those for different things, but they also make good little things to cut and use as like holly and Christmas greens and whatever. So they're really awesome for that. And now I'm just going to add some pom-poms to the hat because I want the little end of it to be like a pom-pom and soft and fluffy. I've tried cotton, but I did not like cotton as much because cotton tends to misshape or kind of pull loose and everything. So I chose to go with the pom-poms that you can get from Dollar Tree. Now these sunflowers, listen at me. These snowflakes are also from Dollar Tree in their scatter. They call it vase filler, and they were mixed in with some trees and you know, stockings and all that kind of stuff in the Christmas department. And so I love these snowflakes. I wish they had packs of just snowflakes. That would have been really awesome. But they had those, and I picked all my snowflakes out as much as I could. I hope you're having an enjoyable time watching this as much as I did making these guys. Can use them all over the place. So all I did was cut 2 pieces of my garland ties, you know, of equal lengths about, and then twisted them together and glued them down to the scarf, and then glued my half scatter balls on top of it to make the holly. So I had these 2 girls left, and I got to do something more for them. I didn't quite like the way they were. They were too plain. I love to take something and make something unexpected out of it, or do it a little differently than what you would think. Here I have some snowflake garland. And this is just a little wire garland that I had, and I thought that would be like a good crown for the hat. Not sure why they did Santa Claus hats as opposed to like a top hat or something you would think would be on a snowman. And do be careful when using your hot glue gun that you don't burn your fingers like I often do. All the time burning my fingers. So be careful with the glue gun. And I wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Now this is some little wired garland as well. And I just cut a few pieces to add a little bit to my scarf and hat. Stay tuned to the end for our final product pictures. They are always better and easier to see once it's completed. You get the full view of it, and you can really see what we did. These would be a fun project for anyone. If you had, say, a kindergarten group or church group or what have you, you could do snowmen. You could definitely do snowmen with your class. Or even school classes. They're only $1. And usually, if you're like me, you have stuff laying around you can use to make it pretty and different. Thank you so much for watching. I've enjoyed sharing this project with you. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. And if you had any ideas for other projects. And like I said, do stay tuned to the end for our final product pictures. They come out so adorable. I absolutely love them. And this is just a picture of our Santas. And what I did with my Santas is I ended up using the Dollar Tree mop string, and I did mop string and curled it around on the end of the hat, and on the brim of the hat you can see that I glued it all down to make it kind of raised. I have this year been using mop string a lot for my Santa Claus beards, but I decided I really wanted to do something a little bit different this time on my Santa Clauses. So you can see I'm just going back and forth, and I started with the outside and I'm working my way inside till the rim is full, and all the mop strings are on there. And I gotta tell you, the mop strings are fabulous. It's just cotton and it's really, really pretty. Thank you again so much. I really appreciate you being here and visiting my YouTube channel, and anything else that you might visit, my Facebook page, Deanna Carroll, or Ivycreates.com as well. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and thank you for letting me be a part of your day. Click that subscribe button and the notification bell. Well, if you don't hit that notification bell, you will miss out on our Thursday video.